Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Jacksonville Jaguars Insider Podcast. My name is John Shipley. I am your host and beat reporter, and I've been your beat reporter covering the Jacksonville Jaguars for On SI every single day since August 2019, and we are continuing to move forward through yet another offseason together. As always, you can always find our 100% free 24/7 boots on the ground content each and every day when you follow us on social media such as Facebook and Twitter at Jaguars on SI. You can also find us at www.si.com/NFL/Jaguars. Folks, welcome to today's episode of the Jacksonville Jaguars Insider Podcast. My name is John Shipley, your host and beat reporter. Day 10 of the Jaguars training camp is officially in the books, and there is a lot to talk about, everybody. Just to start, this is officially preseason week. This is the first time we will see the Liam Cohen-era Jaguars face off against another team. Yes, it's only the preseason, but of course, anytime we get any kind of evaluation in a competitive situation, especially against an opposing team, I think it's a critical piece of the evaluation process when you're looking at what this Jaguars roster is, what it can be, and what the 2025 season looks like. Now, for me, the biggest thing from Jaguars training camp on day 10 at the Miller Electric Center on Tuesday, a couple things. First of all, the defense clearly dominated today. The defensive line just absolutely got to it with the offensive line. Whether it was the first team, second team, third team, the Jaguars' defensive line had all kinds of success against the Jaguars' offensive line. It was on the edges. It was on the interior. It was, really all over for the second and third team units. You saw Jordan Lewis get a sack. He beat Travis Etienne on a play. It just seemed like it was the defense's day. Whether it was winning up front, whether it was winning in the back end, there were a lot of broken up passes during team drills. Tyson Campbell had a really nice rep against Travis Hunter down the field. It felt like one of the only times Travis Hunter, he didn't necessarily lose the rep, but it was just better coverage by Tyson Campbell than it was anything that, Travis was doing. And it was a little jarring to see. I'll be honest with you, because it has felt like every other time since we've seen Travis Hunter join the Jaguars that when a ball goes his direction, more often than not, he's coming down with it. There was a lot of sloppiness from the offense. There were, penalties. There were, guys going in motion at the wrong time, running into the quarterback, forcing a fumble. There were, lots of false starts. There were some holdings down the field. It was just a sloppy day for the offense. Again, I missed the first 2 days, unfortunately, of camp. But in the 8 practices I've been there this year, that was pretty easily the worst the offense has looked. I feel like every other day, they've made some explosive plays. And that's not to say no explosive plays were made on Tuesday. Joshua Cephas made 2 really nice plays. One, he caught a deep ball from John Wolford. On another, I believe it was Nick Mullins threw him a pass into the left sideline where it was a pretty underthrown ball, but he came back to it, fought to it, and won the ball in the air, attacked it, and just a really impressive play by Joshua Cephas. Now, with that said, the biggest, most important, most impressive aspect of practice was watching Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter did things, and I'm not being hyperbolic when I say this. Travis Hunter did things that I've never seen a player do at the NFL level. This is my 7th season covering an NFL franchise. That's obviously not a lifetime. There's a lot of veteran writers who I really respect who have done it 3, 4, 5 times longer than that. Very early in my career, at least, compared to many of the other respected beat writers. But in my 7 years covering this franchise, I've never seen a player do close to what Travis Hunter did on Tuesday. It was incredible to watch. It felt like one of those moments where you're like, okay, I know I'm witnessing something special right here. I know what I'm seeing isn't normal. I know that what I'm looking at is something that's very rare. once in a generation, if even beyond that. Travis Hunter, and in reference to me saying, did things I've never seen an NFL player do. He wore his teal receiver jersey, started at receiver, obviously worked with defensive coaches during special teams period. Same thing we've seen from him. We've seen him do that. We've seen him before and in practice. I think it was at the last practice of minicamp. He started at receiver and then switched to corner for the last period of the day. We saw him in the scrimmage, start at receiver, and then switch over to corner midway through. But on Tuesday, we saw Travis do something that to me was just a little bit different. He started off, and this is team drills, he starts off on offense, then he goes to defense, puts on a white penny jersey that says 12 on it. 3 or 4 plays in a row at defense at corner, goes right into the offensive huddle, runs another play on offense. So in a span of 5 to 6 plays, he went offense, defense, offense, and never left the field. I said this on a radio appearance. The best way I can describe it is, I coach youth football. Everybody knows on every team, there's just a couple, maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 kids who are just that dude as players. And it's the same at the junior high level, at the high school level. They're just that dang good that you need to have them on both sides of the ball. That's what it felt like watching Travis Hunter on Tuesday. I've never felt that way watching an NFL player in a practice before. But watching him go from receiver to corner, back to receiver, playing both sides in the span of a couple plays and not coming off the field, incredibly impressive. And I thought that, that doesn't even factor what he actually did during those reps. He got a couple nice passes over the middle while on offense. So I think that's a lot of what it's going to look like, when we do see Travis Hunter on the game day field, on Sundays. A lot of, just going back and forth. A lot of, really testing himself. It's clear it's going to take a lot. It's going to have to take probably the best endurance and stamina of any NFL player. But we got a glimpse of it on Tuesday of what it could really look like, and it was one of the most impressive things I've seen a player do on a practice field in 7 years covering this franchise in this league. Outside of Travis Hunter, the biggest topic at Jaguars training camp on Tuesday, in my opinion, was veteran defensive tackle Eric Armstead. It has been a little bit of a saga with Armstead this offseason. Not this offseason, I'd say this training camp. Started off the first couple of days, going through individual drills and then not team drills. Liam Cohen was asked about it, and it was more or less hey, this is a veterans. He didn't say veterans rest, but he more or less said, hey, this is a veterans kind of deal. Friday at the scrimmage last week, he doesn't go through warm-ups. He doesn't scrimmage. He's not in pads, and they say he's day-to-day with a back injury. Today, Liam Cohen is asked about Eric Armstead. He says, quote, he's a veteran who ultimately he'll probably know how to get himself ready to go, I would hope. The key is just making sure that he's healthy and ready to go for the first game, and ultimately it's a long season, as we know. Now, not to say that the early ones aren't obviously as important as late ones, but it's a long season, and we're really just trying to get him to be as healthy as possible. He was then asked, is Armstead going to be healthy to play in week 1? He said, I would think so. It's hard for me to say right now, though. Folks, that is not, in my opinion, a positive outlook from the Jaguars' very honest head coach. He would hope he'll be ready. He hopes he'll be ready week 1. It has become really kind of a... I wouldn't use any term like distraction or anything like that, but I will say it has become definitely a bit of a saga watching the whole Eric Armstead thing play out. And the thing about it is they have so much invested. I'm not talking about cap space or anything, but it's clear with how things went along the defensive tackle room this offseason, with not many moves made to it, that they have a lot of eggs in the Eric Armstead basket. So if he misses any time, or the longer this drags out, it's clearly not a positive for the Jaguars. So we will see how it plays out. Thank you guys for listening and following along. My name is John Shipley. This was the Jacksonville Jaguars Insider Podcast. We'll see you next time.